Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today we have a new episode and I hope you'll enjoy it. We can see here a preview and after that we have the unboxing. We can see here both the sneakers and we start with the left foot because we want to see if the quality is consistent in both of them. As you can tell, inside we have a carbon plate and also ZoomX scraps that they are only on the interior. Outside we have a different kind of foam. Here we can see the thickness of this midsole outside, more or less. This is the thickness and the interior thickness. As you can tell, it's pretty decent, the thickness of this midsole. Where you can see outside, you can find inside also. In Adidas, I found like half of that thickness is gone inside. So this is a big difference. In Adidas, I meant to say Ultraboost, Supernova, and few others. All of them had the same issue. Outside big chunk of foam and inside half of it or less than half. Here was the first time when I checked it, how is this ZoomX in 2021. That one was the entire midsole, just ZoomX, so that one was very soft foam and I love it that way. Here I'm not getting that soft midsole, I mean is inside, but we don't find it outside. So this SR02, it's a different kind of foam, much resistant and a little bit more rigid also. In this window we can see the ZoomX scraps that are inside. The thickness on this sole, it's okay, it's not something very thick, but still not a bad thickness of that rubber that we can find in forefoot and also on the heel. I wish it was thicker, sure, of course I wish, but even this one is not as bad as few models that I found in Adidas, for example. Those are so thin, like Supernova 2 or with this kind of handicap. On these sneakers I couldn't take out that insole. Mine, it was glued. I don't know if it's supposed to be this way or not, but I didn't want to force it because otherwise I will just end up with that insole on my hand in pieces, so I couldn't take it out. As you can tell, the heel is reinforced. It's quite stiff, but I didn't have the issues while I was trying them. We can see here the internal label. These sneakers are true to size for me. So the 41 in Europe, 8 in US is my true to size. In this shot we can see the right foot. Here we can see the size of these laces and also a bit better the upper from the sneakers and how is the lacing system on them. The laces felt okay, strong enough, elasticity on point, nothing to complain really. I like the upper on the sneakers, it's very breathable, but I also like to point out that they are very thin and they are made for summer. So if you are thinking to use them outside of summer, I don't know if you can because you'll feel cold with these ones. I also like the thickness of that tongue. It's just on point, not too thin, not too thick. I like it this way. Like I said before, the midsole here is thick and you can feel that. And I really like it this way. At least I know where I'm spending my money. Not like in Adidas Ultraboost models that they have plenty of foam outside and inside we don't find it, you know. Here I'm checking the size of the insole and the outsole. I have to point out that these insoles are from the Pegasus 39 Shield model and they fit inside perfectly. So they are exactly the same like the original ones that I couldn't take them out. So here basically I'm inserting the other insole from the Shield into the Zoomfly 5 over the one that is inside that I said is glued. If you are wondering why I'm doing this, well, I do this because I want later to measure the insoles and the soles just to know the numbers. And that is important when you are trying to see how big are in size different models. That's why I'm repeating this in all my videos. This can be something useful for some of you. You just open a second tab or window and the model you want to check it and compare the sizes in between them. If they are both of them the same size on the insoles, that means they are true to size basically, if one of them is true to size, and I said that. If the other one is much smaller or bigger, you know, you have to size down or size up. By the way, it doesn't matter if you have a different size for your sneakers, you just see the difference in between the sneakers. If they are true to size, well, you have to stay with your size. If it's, I don't know, 1 centimeter difference or less, you'll understand that you still have to go size up. If any of this info you find it useful, be sure to drop a like. Now we see the weight of these sneakers. As you can tell, they are lightweight. And also I will add some comparisons with other sneakers just to make yourself a better idea how they are. Here I'm showing my feet with these insoles, and you basically see here how much of that insole is over in comparison with the size of my feet. And here I'm showing with my fingers how much wider are my feet in comparison with these insoles. In 95% of the sneakers that I tried so far, my feet are more wider than the insoles. And that happens because the upper will also add some room to our feet. If you see that the insole is much wider than your feet, that means you have a narrow feet and those sneakers are a bit too wide for your feet. So pay attention to that. Not all the models will fit my feet perfectly. So for example, Ultra Boost, they are narrow in general. They fit to my feet, but for other people, I keep heard this that they are too narrow. So something to keep in mind. In Nike and New Balance, I had the best fit in general. In New Balance, I think the only model that so far I tested and it didn't fit me well, it was the one from the numeric 1010. That one was a bit too narrow for me. Like I said, not all the sneakers are fitting me great. These, they are wide enough for my toe box, but the tongue is a bit too narrow. So because I have a bigger arch and bigger instep, well, that tongue, it won't cover completely my instep. Obviously, this can be an issue. And for others can be even worse, even way too narrow. So it depends of everyone's feet. If you have maybe low arch or flat feet, you won't have this problem at all. If you are a slimmer guy, you might have a bit more narrow feet, but that doesn't mean you can have high arch because there are just bones basically. Here can also be a problem for some of you because you're gonna lose stability. Depends how your feet are bending towards exterior or towards interior. I wish it was more balanced, not to jiggle this much, or neutral to say it a bit better. Here I'm trying to see how is the cushioning on the forefoot, on the back of the heel, how is also the stability, how is the width on them. The comfort is great, the width is okay, I don't have any issues with that. The bounce back is quite good because they have a carbon plate and you can feel that. My only complaint will be that the carbon plate is a bit too close to the heel. In forefoot, I didn't have issues. I felt it plush cushioning, good comfort, but on the back, they didn't left enough foam under my heel till they put that carbon plate, It's a bit too tall. I'm saying that because I love cushioning and having a plush feeling inside, and with these ones I don't have because of that, being that carbon plate right under my heel. So please don't get it wrong. They are great sneakers, but they need more tweaks, in my opinion. They made it like half of it good, half of it should get improved with the next version. And I'm saying this because for 160 euros or dollars, the retail price, you get quite great cushioning with these sneakers. It's much better than any Ultra Boost I know and tested so far. Much better than Solar Glide. Basically everything till you get some Like Strike Pro foam in Adidas. The models with Like Strike Pro, they are a bit better than these ones, but only in cushioning. In build quality, these ones are better than Takumi-sen and the Edge Zero Pro 2. That is my opinion. I see them better build these ones. This will last, and those they will fall apart in no time. So pros and cons. Well, for pros, I said it already. It has a good price. They are made okay. They are not the best I've seen, but they are pretty okay. I like the sole. It's thick. I wish it was even thicker, and I wish it was just one piece, not two. But still, it's not as bad as others are. I like the upper, but I would like to point out that they are made for summer only because they are very thin. And I like the cushioning overall in general. That carbon plate helps with the bounce back. And this will be it for the pros. For the cons, the tongue, that carbon plate on the heel, I wish it was a bit lower. Also the insoles, I wish I could remove them and wash them when I did. I wish they were having better cushioning because they were thin and rigid, so I didn't like them, to be honest. That ZoomX scraps on the insoles, it is used here only to reduce the price and not make them better performance. So the regular foam that I found in Pegasus 39 shield, they were much better than these ones, to be honest. And not much to say about them. This is my only complaints that I have with them. And maybe the stability, yeah. So in that audio sample, you probably heard the noise that they make those Pegasus 39 shield, where there's a reason for that, because they are adapted for wet conditions and they need to be very sticky on the road. So that's why they are making that noise, because they are in different compound and for other job made, to say it this way. They are noisier, of course they are. If you are asking me which sole is more resistant, well, I would say the one from Zoomfly is much thicker, and I would go for those if I had to pick one. We can see Pureboost, Jet Boost model. To be honest and fair, they are so different in so many ways. I don't know if I should compare them at least. Those Pureboost, first of all, they don't have a carbon plate. The second, the thickness of that midsole, although it looks like they have a lot of thickness, well, inside is not even half, is 20 millimeters on the heel and 10 in front. So there is no comparison. They are very, very thin. So because of that, they don't have cushioning. They are almost non-cushioning, to say it this way, for a pair of sneakers that are made for running. But I thought it might be useful for some people to see them, both of them, in the same time, because this way you can see how thick is that sole, how they are made. And if I can say a few things about them, you will also find it useful, instead of buying two pairs, compare them by yourself in your home. So those Pureboost with Jet Boost sole, it's a no-go in so many ways. They look attractive, yes they do. They have reflective materials, again, yes they do. But it's all look, and the performance for me is not there. They don't worth the price. Let's just put it this way. Also, the soles are very thin on those Pureboost, Jet Boost model. I think I will end here this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. Don't forget to subscribe because it's so important for me. Have a nice day and please take care of you.